In this situation now,
which situation?
In this situation where these accounts were frozen,
Then
that means
Benue?
the Benue,
Yeah.
Akwa Ibom, that means they could sue the bank and the EFCC.
I would be surprised if they don't. Look, there are two ways. Look, we've done this before. Let me tell you. 2007, the EFCC purported to close down a particular state government's account, and the bank was warned that you better open this, because at that time it was fear. People were driven by fear and uncertainty. This was a time when you had a president who acted, almost as if, so once an order seemed to come from, you feared, they might even take my banking license. So you shut. And we said to them, open, I will sue you, and the damages will be, because it's a disruptive action without power. So, but we've passed that stage now, surely. I mean, I think Benue's been opened. Yes. I know that it would just be ridiculous.
How do you relate this to the war against corruption?
The war against corruption, let us be careful. No matter what you call it, the constitutional prescriptions are there, that there are certain rights. The challenge is to move from allegation through the hard work of proof, which is very tough, to conviction. So the war against conviction, and let me tell you something. Sometimes I think we have over-concentrated on the horse that has bolted rather than the internal controls. Remember, there's recently an auditor's report about a week or so ago, the Auditor General of the Federation, talking about massive unauthorized expenditures. Yeah. The problem is the internal controls, not chasing after the man. The man that has run away with the money will fight you fiercely. He'll hire the best lawyers, right? He'll take, as you said, that sometimes it appears that the courts can never catch up with, So if you look at England's anti-corruption efforts are usually against foreign money, like Russian money, or
because they have the
system. Because their civil service does not leak in the way. So the anti-corruption war does not admit of disruptions merely to prove that, we're fighting a war against corruption. No, the difficulty, and that's always the challenge. It's easy to do trial by media, trial by sensation. But the difficulty, and I was director of public, I prosecuted for 9 years, and then I was DPP for 2 years. And I know the difficulty of moving from arrest, allegation, proof. It's hard work, right? Sometimes what you expect doesn't come. It's human affairs. You might put a witness in the box who will completely turn around and say, I didn't say that, etc., etc. But the key for an anti-corruption war to have integrity, right? It must not use a hammer and smash all the institutions. We run an institutional process. And as I said, any agency created by statute must limit itself to the statute. And a closure of a public a state account, right, is anti-public interest. That's what it is. It is not helping the corruption war. What will help the corruption war, as I've said, better internal controls and faster, less. Look, I would, the old Greek saying, less is more. I would rather concentrate on less really solid cases and get those convictions so that we tell the world we're serious. It's not really about closing, opening, closing, opening.
So what should have the EFCC have done in this case?
No, what case? No, what case?
In the case of Benue State.
What is the case?
Of Akwa Ibom State.
What is the case? That's the question. What is the case that you're talking about? Is there a case against Akwa Ibom government? Or is there a case against a particular individual which indicates the closure of any account? We are just calling the names of the states. The states are not parties, are they, to any corruption? It has to be specific.
So is this politically motivated?
I can't say now, but I'm saying, what you asked me a question and I'm throwing it back. What cases are we talking about? Is it the EFCC versus who? In the case of Akwa Ibom, EFCC versus who in the case of Benue? If you can answer that question, then maybe we can now work towards why there was a necessity to purport to freeze the account.
You know, because what you've highlighted is the importance of institutionalizing this fight.
It must be.
Which is what we always try to look for.
That's right.
Because it has to live beyond a certain government.
Yes.
So
it has to endure.
Endure, yes, that's the word. In all your experience and practice, do you, looking back, how much of progress would you say we've made in ensuring that we institutionalize this fight and ensure that the systems are cleaned up or checks are in there?
Let me give you my own, and I'm 64 years old now, so I'm a senior citizen. I think I have some immunities.
Well,
now, one of Nigeria's problems is that we experiment too much. We move, or we always moving, often to no purpose. We were a parliamentary democracy. We didn't like that. We've done all manner of restructuring. We had 3 regions, and we had 4 regions with the Midwest, and we had 12 states. And people still keep talking about restructuring. How many times are you going to restructure? We have 36 states, and we did the FCT. Then we changed the education system from WAEC to an HSC to some mystical 5-4-3-2. Most people don't understand. JST.
The 633.
It's just weird. So then we changed our currency, didn't we? And then we changed the side of the road that we drove on. We used to drive on this side. That's Nigeria. We're very, restless. And then we said, oh, we don't like the way the police is. So we started to create multiple organizations that haven't, in my view, addressed the fundamentals. We had the police. When I grew up, you had the police. Police traffic, police this. We said, no, we don't like that. So we created FRSC. Then we created, what do you call the other one? Civil defense. Now they were about to do Peace Corps and all manner. Meanwhile, the Constitution is clear that only one agency can exercise police powers. So Nigeria's problem is that rather than then we do special courts, we do designated courts. We say these are EFCC judges. These are, the courts are the courts. So
I hate to come in. We need to go to break.
All right, fine.
We'll certainly be back
and
let you continue your line of thought in just a moment. Don't go away.